Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Couple of special guests in the studio, and this is all part of the Pittsburgh State International Food and Culture Fair. We've got Marlon Morita. Marlon, thank you so much for joining us and cooking us up a little something. Well, making us up a little something. Claire Chen from Pittsburgh State as well. Claire, I want to thank you just for a little quick background. Marlon studied abroad in Guatemala. His parents are from Guatemala and currently at PSU. Claire, on an exchange program from Taiwan. And with the International Fair coming up, I want to emphasize the amount of food and drink that you bring from all over the world. And Claire, I'm going to let you pick up right here. What have you made for us this morning?
So this is called boba milk tea, or you can people call that bubble milk tea too, but boba is more like...
Boba milk tea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It looks delicious.
All right. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, so this is what we call, it's basically made of tapioca starch, so can make things like chewy. And we can just get this stuff like supermarket, some like Asian like Fox Farm, in Joplin. So it just basically I just have to boil it for 5 to 8 minutes, and it goes like this, like chewy bowl, and put sugar, honey in it to have like
I like that.
Sweet, yes. So like sugar. So that's basically how I do it. How I did it this morning. So it's not too fancy. It's not too hard.
And so this is not one of those things that we need to make and keep overnight, and so it sits. We can actually do this on the fly.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Just like just like when you make coffee, just like put the water,
that
put the boba in like 5 minutes, like 8 minutes later, you got the magic. So it's like
okay. So I've got this with my honey and my sugar.
Yes.
And while that sits, what do I mix?
So usually that's a famous drink. Milk tea is the best part, but it's kind of different here. So basically here we just do like Walmart milk, We
went with the vitamin D.
Yes.
Claire was afraid of showing labels on television. I said, who knows? Maybe maybe Highland lands us a sponsorship. We have no idea. So you prefer vitamin D milk?
Yes.
And
or like fat.
So after I fill these up, what's my ratio as far as?
Oh, just everything. Like some people, they like to be like sweet, so they will go like, a lot of like sweet tea. But some people do unsweetened tea too, just like whichever you want. And then we can. So this is the basic main thing, like the magic. So we just put that in basically anything. Like it can be either like unsweetened tea. You can either like juice if you would like, and some people like even put that stuff on pizza. So
I try it.
So that's just basically whatever you want.
Okay, so and then our finished product.
So it should be very simple, just like 5 minutes for this. Sugar, honey.
Can I follow along with you?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And then just put that stuff, like the chewy stuff, the magic, into it.
And I just drop it in there.
Yes. And then so unfortunately we weren't able to get the straw, like the special straw, like it's very like thick. So we can just like do it like normal.
But I'll look for it at the cultural fair.
Yes,
we
will have that.
We will
have that. So please, and then just like whichever you want.
Well, you're putting more in.
Yes.
I feel like
usually I will go like half to this. It's like because I love boba.
Oh, well, let's go. Come on, I'm with you.
Yeah, and then you can drink and then have some boba. I don't know how you.
Do I let it sit or can I just?
Yeah, just drink, and then you have to. In order to get it boba, you might want to use like spoon for this too. So, yeah, but we'll have the straw in the fair, so it should be good. And then drink it.
So
drink
how's it tasting?
Just sweet, yeah.
I think he's gonna like it.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
Okay.
How have I gone 4 decades on Earth and never had this?
Yeah.
See, you liked it, guys.
Yeah. So we'll have a.
I apologize for eating and drinking on air, folks, but it's wonderful. And you're going to have this at the Bicknell Center on Saturday. Please tell me you're going to have this.
Yes, and a lot of stuff too, like food. We have like brown sugar cake for Taiwan, and a lot of stuff like Korean. Marlon can address that more.
And it's interesting you say that, Claire, because while we're fortunate enough to have the both of you on representing Taiwan, and like I said, Marlon studied abroad in Guatemala. How many countries are participating this year, Marlon?
So in total, we have around 15 plus for in terms of
you had
food.
7 last year.
And this year even more. So
15?
So we have 15 of food, and we have 12 in terms of performances. So we have a lot more going on this year.
And Claire did such a marvelous job telling us about the food. Let's talk about those performances, because it truly is a chance to see the art and entertainment of other countries and other cultures around the world. How do you organize something of this stature? Because 12 countries with performances, that's amazing.
I think it's, we've been working on it for the past, 2 months now, and it's finally wrapping up, and we're excited to show the different talents that our students have on campus, and we're ready. We're ready on Saturday.
So Saturday at the Bicknell Performing Arts Center, and once again, folks, it's $1 to get in the door, and it's $1 for all these food samples. Claire, I wanted to ask you, what does it mean for someone who's become a part of the 4 states? What does it mean for you to be able to take the boba tea that I don't want to say that you take for granted, but is something that you grew up in, and be able to explain to other people what it is, how it's made? Is there a sense of pride in that?
Yeah, I would say that's basically, as what I mentioned like earlier, it's just basically why we're here, like not to just learn your culture, just to, it's always amazing to share our culture with all of you, and then to see like, oh, you like it, and we're like, oh yeah, that's the thing we're go for, like not only the culture but also like like what you say, like love people, sharing all the stuff. It's just amazing because you get to meet a lot of like friends, different food from like India, like what I say. So please make sure you guys come here like on Saturday, Bicknell Center, 5:30 to 8:30.
And I'm gonna let Marlon run through the details really fast. But
Yeah.
folks, once again, this is not for PSU students. This is for everybody. This is the entire 4 states are invited out to the Food and Culture Fair. And hold on, Tim, really fast before we go to the full screen. I wanted to ask you one more thing, Claire. The reciprocation that you just showed right there, because you said you're learning about American culture, and you're doing so through the 4 states. Have you felt the reciprocation about people wanting to learn about Taiwanese culture? Do you feel like they're asking you and interested in what you're going through?
Yeah, so I think that's the best thing about the Pitt State, like not just for school, but the whole local community too. So they're just like, it seems like they're so fun. Like, oh, where are you guys from? Like even in the coffee shops, like I was doing like something, and they're like, oh, hi, where are you guys from?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Taiwan. I'm like surprised. Like a lot of people actually know like where Taiwan is. So that's very cool. And it's like, oh, you guys do the bubble tea last year. So like you guys do brown sugar
That's
cake.
great.
Yeah, and then that's that's a bad thing to see. Like, oh, people just come talk to you and they're curious about your country. And some people might ask like political question too. But it's always there's like so nice, and it's just been so great to be able to share our culture with everyone.
Well,
here.
number one, thank you for being able to share the Taiwanese culture, and number two, thank you for the kind things that you've said about the 4 states as well. Marlon, give us the particulars. I want to finish up with a complete rundown of what we've got coming up, because it's this Saturday.
Yes. So once again, March 5th from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Bicknell Center. You don't want to miss it. There's going to be delicious food from every single continent on Earth, and we're excited to see you guys there.
And get there, and I'm going to stress it again, get there early, folks.
And remember, cash, $1, bring cash,
Yeah.
$1.
$1, that's all it is. And I'm telling you, get there early, stick for the entertainment, but if you want some of the great food, don't mess around, because it is while supplies last. Claire, too. Marlon, I want to thank you so much for your time that you guys, and break a leg on Saturday. And I'm so happy to hear the number of countries has more than doubled this year. That is tremendous.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more KOM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.